Hi, jurors. So first, I want to ask you some questions about your role as a jury for the mock trial that we'll be doing for Othello. Do you have any opinions going into the trial, just from class and personal experience, without even hearing any of the evidence? What are your initial, responses? We'll start over here, I guess.
Well, it was interesting to hear the prosecution decide that they were going to have Othello charged with first-degree murder. And also, I believe, without hearing anything from the defense team, that they will probably plead insanity for Othello.
Well, without hearing anything from either side beforehand, I think the fact that we read the play together as a whole in a purely scholarly context kind of gives us a difficult job of separating what we personally believe from reading the text and what we're going to be presented and have to judge based on evidence presented and arguments. The argument to handle both sides of that.
Yeah, I think that insanity would definitely be the route to go. Just in my reading of the play, I think he's a crazy man.
I pretty much agree. I think going into it's going to be interesting to see if the defense has a curveball, honestly, because I think because we read the play all together, it's hard to see a way around the fact that he killed her. Right, obviously.
Right.
I mean, I'm looking forward to see what kinds of evidence that both teams present. And I think, like the other jurors said, the main issue here is, was Othello in a state of mind that would make him be guilty or not? And I don't know, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Well, I like that. That's interesting that you're, referring back to the text and, I guess, trying to expect, what the defense team is going to bring. I mean, that leads into our next question of, from what you know about the play, who are you most interested in hearing testify? Which character out of the selection that we have from the acting class do you want to hear from the most?
Start with me again. Well, just from our little meeting with the acting class, I thought Iago was fabulous, and I'm really, really, really excited to see how he portrays that character even further when he gets up to testify. I think he just nailed it spot on. And I also think that Iago is just as important in this play as Othello, if not more so. Sometimes I wonder why the play is entitled Othello rather than Iago. So I'm really excited to see, because I think he is going to be that crucial turning point for both the prosecution and the defense.
I definitely agree with her on that one. That's something that's going to be very interesting, depending on his approach to the truth and his personal character and how he acts upon it. I also think how the black actress is going to play Othello is going to make a very large difference, since it's going to play into the whole other criticisms that we read about how that changes the interpretation of the play. So how she chooses to make Othello unique and distinct is going to be very influential to either side, I think.
I'm looking forward to seeing Desdemona, definitely. I'm not sure whether she'll play like a pissed off lover, like she'll be angry at her husband, or she'll totally forgive him. So I think it's going to be interesting seeing her testify.
I agree. I think Desdemona will be very interesting, especially seeing where the line between reality and what the text says and how she's supposed to be dead at that time, and just how the actress portrays that situation, I think will be complicated and interesting.
I mean, obviously, Iago is going to be interesting to see how he defends himself or attacks Othello. And then I think Desdemona, it's going to be interesting to see if she defends herself or Othello more. But I also think Cassio would have been really interesting to see how he would have reacted to the accusations.
They took Cassio out, right? And put in for Banshee?
I thought they did that with Robert.
They did it with Rodrigo.
That's also gonna be an interesting thing to see for Banchio, and why that was specifically, why he was chosen. Yeah,
Mhm.
what part of, what
makes him
what
so
key
important.
evidence, yeah, he has for the defense. That's really gonna turn their case around.
Do any of you have any initial thoughts about why he might be important?
Well, I mean, his love for Othello could be just the sheer nature of their relationship, and the fact that he at one point loved Othello so much. But then again, I'm also cautious in the fact that he is also angry at Othello for taking Desdemona away from him, not only like his possession as a father, but also in her actual life as well. So that'll be interesting to see how he manages both of them.
I'm not sure how the defense is going to utilize Brabantio when, at the part where he ended the play, he didn't like Othello at all.
Exactly.
So I'm not sure how that's going to work.